Terry, what's it called? Is it called Murphy's Law, or is it like the I don't know what you want, anti good luck day or something along those lines? Because I tell you, anything and everything that could go wrong this morning seems like it went wrong for me. My computer didn't work. My Excel didn't want to work. My internet didn't want to work. All these things didn't want to work. And as you can see, I'm a little red. And maybe it's from the warm shower because I actually got a chance to shower and shave before the show today. But I think it's really more my blood pressure.
Yeah, you got to watch that blood pressure. You got to calm down a little bit. But I have those days too. I had that yesterday. Today's been okay, but yesterday was sort of the same sort of way.
Yeah, it's like one of those days where I woke up, I felt fine, I felt refreshed. I'm like, all right, this is going to go get this day. And like a half an hour into the day, you almost feel like running back up in the bedroom, crawling in the bed and just saying, you know what, can we just go fast forward to tomorrow? I don't know what that means for the rest of this day. I hope it means good things, but I'm expecting good things because, well, it's another day. Sun shines up, the horses are running, and hopefully Terry and I can hit some winners. We got bounced in our picks for yesterday right off the get-go with the 6-horse winning. But, the rain, the yielding track, I'm not making excuses, but we did have the pick 3 afterwards. So if the 2-horse would have beat the 6, but the 6 was a clean winner, I would at least had the pick 4. But anyway, so be it. On to the next day.
All righty.
We have to have like a baseball closer's mentality. Okay, so the first guy up hit a home run. We got to get the next guy out. You know what I mean?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep trying.
Yeah, you got to keep battling away, right? That's the way it goes. So let's get cracking today since we're a little bit behind time. I'm sorry, folks, that we're late. So today we're going to talk a little bit about some self-promotion today. Sorry about that. But we added a new person to the horse racing radar team. That is Joe Sharabati. God, I hope, Joe, I got that last name right. I'm pretty sure I did. Many folks might know him from the podcast And Away They Joe. That's his Twitter handle. He does a lot of international horse racing. Put up a new vlog, if you will, today, a post on Horse Racing Radar. Make sure you go check that out. He's talking with Bob Worley. He's an English race caller for the National Association of Racing in Japan. English in Japan. So I guess he's an actor in Japan too as well. They talk a little bit about some South Africa racing, I guess, and some soul racing selections in Korea. So if you're up in the middle of the night and you see South Korean horse racing, make sure you head on over and check that podcast out.
Yeah, I like the concept. I like the fact that they go around to different places in the world. And if you're following international racing or interested, you can get involved by watching the podcast.
What I like about Joe's podcast, first and foremost, if you see over it's my left-hand shoulder over here is my prison window.
Yeah,
right.
He has the same thing,
and Joe has the same exact thing. So
yeah,
two like-minded people, right? Just imprisoned in our horse racing worlds.
Well, the only difference is it's over his right shoulder and yours is over your left shoulder. So
yeah, there's got to be some difference. He's got a little more hair than I do too, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But although if I let my hair grow out, it would probably look a lot like that because my hair doesn't grow down; it grows out.
Mine grows up.
Well, well, at least we have hair, right? Some people don't have that hair.
I know.
There it is! Ding, 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 ding. That's the hat. That's right there, the hat. All right, so let's move on next to our next story of the day. We talked the other day a little bit about the barn being shut down in New York because of the herpes, whatever it's called, cystitis, and Swiss Skydiver was a part of that barn. Now Swiss Skydiver is ready to run against the boys again in the Whitney on, I think it's August the 7th.
Yes, I think you're right about that. So, the last time she ran against the boys, she beat them. She beat Authentic in the Preakness Stake.
Yes, she took a little bit of money out of your pocket, huh?
She did, because, Authentic is a horse that I have some ownership in through my horse.com, my racehorse.com. And, of course, she beat Authentic, and I had quite a bit bet on it to win on Authentic. So, yeah.
So, yeah, unfortunately for you, both you lost on your bet and in your myracehorse.com, right?
Yeah, yes, because I get money from that. So, but, it's okay because I actually really, really like this horse, so I was fine with it.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about Saratoga is they have a stakes race every single weekend, and then he says, given her from a form in Arkansas, this is a big ask for Swiss Skydiver. I know she did not look good in that race against Latruska and Menominee Girl, when Menominee Girl seemed like unbeatable, but Latruska got her. And I don't think Menominee Girl's run since then either. So maybe something happened in that race. I'm not sure.
Yeah, she was sore and they put her out to rest. She's been working I have a couple of shares at her too. Mm-hmm. They leased her for a year, and she's been out resting, and now she's back into light training, and hopefully going to come back at the end of the year or end of the summer.
So, well, I'm sure that lease paid out pretty well, right? Yeah, well, that's what Tom says. That Menominee Girl suffered an injury.
Yeah, It hasn't paid that much yet, but I'm hoping it will. So
she did take like a funny step in that race in the stretch. You kind of saw her miss a step, and at that point in time, Latruska was able to come back because it looked like it was Menominee Girl's race to win. And then, big strong performance out of Latruska to put herself on the map and seemed to gain confidence off that win because she looks like one of the best lady horses in the land.
Yeah, she's been doing really well. She's really in top form right now.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of top form, yeah, you were sending me. I was complaining to Terry on my texts about, needing a new computer, and I said to him, "What did I say, Terry?" I said, maybe you can give me a big winner so I can go out and buy a new computer. And he sent me this big text back, about 400 words long, I think it was. Text 1, text 2, text 3, text 4, but it goes like this. Okay, if you put $200 to win on my top pick yesterday, you would have collected $740. If you had, because that's not a big one, because of course Terry is the reason we have the prime rib pick 4s, because $740 winners for Terry, that's just chump change. But then he says if you had to put $200 in the exacta, which he hit yesterday, then you would have collected Terry money of $1,900.
That's right. Well, it's actually $1,880, but
yeah, we'll round up.
I rounded it up. Yeah. So, yeah, that's true. My first choice won the race, and my second choice ran second. So the first choice paid actually $760, not $740, but $760, and second choice ran second, paid $360 to place. So
not bad.
I was pretty happy with that. So,
I should have put 200 on it so I could have a different computer day. We could have started on time.
That's it.
All right, Terry. So today, I know how you're thinking here is we're going to do the late pick 4 at Arlington Park. So Terry, in an effort to maybe string it out to a pick 5, goes the race right before the pick 4. So you started off with Arlington Park, race 4. Tell us about Juju's Special Girl.
Yeah, I like Juju's Special Girl. Has finished 60% of the time in the money during her career, winning 20% of the races, and she has a really good trainer-jockey combination who's been real hot the last 7 or 14 days. Out of 13 combinations together, they've won 6. That's almost 50%. They've ran second once and third 4 times. And then I like number 3, U.S. Currency. He's finished 100% of the money at today's distance. So he won 20% of those, and so he really likes this distance. She has finished 100% of the time and winning 25% of those races at Arlington Park. Mm-hmm. So she likes that. And then number 1, Rank and File, likes the track and distance. She won a 6 furlong race on the turf at Arlington Park, just 2 races back. The next 2 races, she had trouble in both, so I've kind of thrown those out.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing about Arlington, you had mentioned the Arlington record on the horse. Arlington is one of those synthetic tracks. So for whatever reason, some horses seem to take the synthetics and some don't. So I'm always looking for horses when I'm at Arlington that at least have some history over one of those tracks, because it can be difficult sledding. Horses could look great on dirt. I would rather, as we've talked about 1,000 times before, probably becoming cliche. People are tired of hearing it. But from jockeys and trainers that we've talked to, they've said that the all-weather and grass are a better correlation, if you will, than all-weather and dirt. So if the horses run well on turf and it's going to move to the all-weather, that makes sense. If a horse is running on all-weather and it's going to move to turf, that's a good angle, not as strong on the turf, the dirt to all-weather and back. Which brings us to the highlight of the show yesterday. Like I said, unfortunately, we both got bounced in the first race with that 6-horse winning. We did. I think I had the trifecta in 2 out of the last 3 races, or I know I at least had the exacta in 2 of the last 3. And if you had put our picks together, you would have gotten to pick 3. So it wasn't all for naught. But unfortunately, we missed on the first one. So let's not try to miss on the first one today, Terry. At Arlington Park, let's talk about the hot dog, pick 4. And who do you like and why?
Well, in the very first leg, I like number 3, King Tito. Has a high percentage trainer, and won at the last race at Arlington Park. Has early speed, which helps the running style. And then I like the number 6, Burl. That's actually my first pick. Burl's my first pick. He's won the last race at Arlington Park. He's got the hot trainer in the last 14 days who have won 50% of the mounts he's put out there, and a sharp 5 furlong workout. And then in the second leg of the hot dog, I like the number 4 be my top pick, Battle Creek. He has a high percentage jockey who's been winning 28% of his mounts, and he also has the highest last speed rating in the race. He has the highest speed rating at today's distance, and he has the best turf speed, which is fastest among all the starters today. And then my second choice is number 2, White Mist. Won the last race at Arlington Park on turf at today's distance. And then my next pick is number 6, Red Flag Alert. He should improve at a shorter distance. I think he likes the shorter distance. And then, then my fourth pick is Warlance. Ran 3rd last race at today's distance on the turf. And then in the 7th race, or the 3rd leg, I actually like Smack as my first pick.
Top choice.
Top choice. And switches to high percentage jockey. Has the highest last race speed rating. Likes the track and the distance. Its best turf speed is the fastest among today's starters. And the jockey trainer combo in the last 14 days, out of 13 races, they've won 6, ran second once, and 3rd 4 times. So that's 11 out of 13 in the money. That's pretty impressive. And then
that works.
Yeah, it does. And then in the last race, my top pick is number 9, Osei. He's got hopped at the start last time. His first race in USA, and he hopped at the start last time, got bumped at the 16th. He's got a high percentage jockey, and of course, even though he had all that problem, he won, and he won on an all-weather track. And the jockeys won out of the last 7 days, 15 mounts have won 4 of those. So my hot dog pick would be the 3-6 with the 2-3-4-6 with the 6-7 with the 6-9, which is a $16 pick.
Yes, indeed. That's a pack of hot dogs and some buns and a bag of chips and maybe a 2-liter, right, with your favorite soda or pop, depending upon which part of the country you're in, right? So where I am, it's pop, and some other parts it's soda. I think in the East, I don't know what they call it in the West Coast, but what do they call it up by you?
Oh, they just call it
soda
drink.
Or pop? Soft drink. Okay, so yeah. All right. Well, anyway, for me, in race number 5, I'm going with the 6, Top Pedigree, big win in the 4-year-old debut. So I'm expecting more improvement in round number 2 in the 4-year-old debut. Number 7, I like when a trainer turns a horse around quickly after a good race. The trainer and jockey win together at 31%, and it's the 3rd race off a layoff for the 7 horse. In race number 6, I have the 4 horse Top Pedigree. Top last race speed figure, by far the best late pace numbers in the field. So it's a mile on the turf. I think the last 3 races are all a mile on the turf. And if you look at the pace setup for that, typically the winning horses are around 3rd or 4th coming at the quarter pole, 2nd or 3rd at the quarter mile marker. So closers are probably going to have 3 races. So I like the 6 horse as well. Trainer there, Cheryl Weinbrough, winner 5-11, 2nd time after Acclaim. Horse is not only she win big as 2nd off Acclaim, but she also wins off a drop, and she has the horse with the Top Pedigree. So 2nd leg for me, the 4 and the 6. Race number 7, Smack is my favorite horse right here as well. Trainer Larry Rivelli wins at 42% when he keeps his horses in the claiming ranks. So that's about as high as a rate you're going to see from any trainer, wouldn't you say, Terry?
Yes, I do. Yeah, it's pretty good. So.
Mm-hmm. So then you're also looking at number 6 is my second choice. So we both agree there. Last race speed figure, was greater than par for this level, which is something that I like to see. And it's also a horse that seems to, in its 6-year-old campaign, found its form. Well, last year it wasn't as form as it was this year. And finally, in race number 8, there's a couple horses I like in here. I think the 7's probably going to be the heavy favorite, but I also think the 7 is somewhat vulnerable in this spot. So the 7 and the 3 are both coming off of huge class drops, which is I think they're down from like $100,000 to $27,000 in terms of purse money. So that's a major class drop for the both of them. But my favorite horse in this spot really is the 9 horse. Last time out, he lost to a horse by a half a length, and his name was Richie's Got Game. I think probably named after me, right? Richie's Got Game.
Yeah.
At least I think I had game when I was a kid. Maybe not so much anymore. But Richie's Got Game got DQ'd, and then the 9 horse got put in its place. Well, Richie's Got Game came out the next start at the same exact level at this race today and pounded the field by 9 1/4 lengths. So I think that could be a key race, so to speak, and allow for Richie's Got Game, second place finisher, and then number 9 to maybe pound him here by 9 1/4. So that's what I'm looking for on my hot dog pick 4. And
yeah, I really love the 9, and I wanted to say on the 7, I just don't like the 7. I might be completely wrong, but I don't think the 7 can go a mile. I think it's too far for him. So I think he'll only get maybe 3/4 of a mile, and that'll be about it.
So I'll get the 6 furlongs and just call it a day.
Yep.
It's kind of how I felt like after 6 furlongs of being awake. All right, so let's move on to the prime rib. I didn't really add too much in mine, Terry. A few horses in mine, but what about you?
Yeah, in the very first leg, I added the 5 horse Girl O Amara Glory. I can't pronounce some of these names.
It doesn't matter. We're not big on pronunciation.
No.
We're just big on picking the right horse.
Yeah. Well, she went wide in the last race, 2 wide, and gained late. And then I like number 7, Be Happy Attack. She has a high percentage trainer and highest last race speed rating. And then in the next leg, I don't change anything. I keep the same 2, 3, 4, 6. And then the 7th race, then I add the 2, which is Zandria's. And then let's see, she has a hot trainer in the last 14 days, 2 for 2. She was 5 wide and still ran second. And then I like the number 3 horse, Northern Alliance. Was the highest percent trainer. And then the last leg, I'm just going to add the 3, Happy American. Switches to a high percent jockey, drops in class today, and has a sharp 4 furlong workout on July 14th.
All right. For me, in race number 1, I'm adding a couple horses in that one. In the hot dog, I just had the 6 and the 7. And in the prime rib, I'm adding the 2 and the 3 because this race is, I think, 6 furlongs. It's a sprint, and 44% of the winners at that distance win at wire to wire, not just up front, but just get on the lead and stay on the lead and don't give it up. So the 3 and the 2 should be, I think, in maybe come out of the gates 1-2. And if they come out gates 1-2, one of those 2 horses has a 44% chance of winning, right? According to the bias at the track. So I'm adding the 2 horses that I think are going to get out the fastest. I'm not changing anything in race number 6. I feel like the 4 and the 6 to me are standouts. So that means they'll probably finish 4th and 5th. In race number 7, I'm adding the 3 and the 2 because, as I mentioned, at the bias at this 1 mile on the turf is towards closers. Only 58% of the races have been won at a mile on the turf at Arlington Park by horses that have come off the pace. So the 6 and the 7, the 2, the 6, and the 3 are the strongest closers. And the way I rank things, they were also the highest ranked horses in the way I go ahead and analyze stuff. And then finally, in race number 8, I had the 9, the 7, and the 3. I'm adding the 6 horse again, is another horse that's going to be bringing the pace late in the game at a mile on the turf. So I'm going to have 3 of the strongest closers in my picks, along with the 7, which might be the pace setter. And that's another reason why I wasn't big on the 7 as a, I think a lot of tickets will probably single the 7 because of the morning line odds, but I'm not. I think it's the most vulnerable favorite in our pick 4 ticket.
So do I. That's why I didn't use it.
You didn't use them all?
No, I didn't use the 7 at all.
Oh no,
and I may be sorry, but that's the way it goes. It just, for some reason, I have this gut feeling. I just didn't like the way that its form looked, especially going a mile.
Mm-hmm. So my family's texting me. They're in a little bit of a panic mode right now because they can't find the dog, but she likes to come downstairs by me when we're doing the show sometimes, primarily because I don't know why. We get this 60-pound lab that's afraid of flies. And if there's a fly in the house, she comes down to the basement by me. So I know whenever there's a fly, she's coming to me. Or if I have food. Those are the 2 things. They start with F and bring her to me during the course of the day.
That's pretty cool. You're her protector.
So. Yeah, she tries to protect me too. She's got one of the most wonderful dogs I think I've ever had. And this dog, you could take food from her mouth, and she just gives you the doggy eyes, like, "Can I please have it back?" And then, yeah, she's just a great dog.
That's cool.
So later on today, speaking of great, we're gonna have a great guest on the Players Edge podcast tonight at 9:30 Eastern time. That's make sure you're gonna want to watch this one tonight. So make sure you hit the subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell. Our guest today is Bill Krackomberger. He is a professional sports bettor. I was going to say gambler, but he's better. Sports bet's better. And if you've watched the Showtime series Action, which was a great series, by the way, if you haven't seen that and you play sports or you're a horse player, make sure you take a look at that show Action. Here he is at Del Mar on opening day with jockey Mike Smith. And if you like boxing, you'll know who that other gentleman is, Teddy Atlas. It's good to see that Teddy Atlas keeps himself fit. He's going to be on the show tonight to talk about sports betting. We're going to be making our picks for, I think, races 6, 7, and 8 at Del Mar for this weekend. He was there on opening day, so he'll talk a little bit about his experience at Del Mar. We'll get prepared, I guess, maybe some insights to I know I have a lot of sports betting questions for him, so I'll try to knock them out. And if you have any questions for him, make sure you hit us up in the comments section or send us an email at gtsrichb@gmail.com. We'll make sure we ask him and get it out there for you.
Yeah, and at Del Mar, I think we're going to do the 8th, 9th, and 10th.
8th, 9th, and 10th?
Yeah.
We're not big on pronunciations or the races we're going to do.
No, we're not.
I'm trying to pull it from memory, and I had too many headshots as a kid playing football and my mom being mad at me.
Well, you do a lot too, so you're involved with so many things that I can't imagine why you don't make a lot more mistakes, as I do. So,
I strive to be perfect, Harry.
I know, and it's hard when you
genetically. I got there, but after that, it's a different story.
Yep.
In any case, make sure you hit us up on Horse Racing Radar, both on Twitter and on Facebook. Tell your friends about us, however it is you communicate, on the phone, social accounts. Hell, take a bullhorn and yell out the window. Make sure you head on over to Horse Racing Radar. We'll be back tonight again with our special guest, Bill Krackomberger. It's going to be a cracking show. Couldn't help but the pun right there. Until then, everybody, of course, as always, make sure you have good luck at the track. We'll see you tonight.
See you later.